Welcome. This is Robert. Today we're going to do a little bit of maintenance. So the first thing we're going to need to do is locate the area that we're going to work within. And it just so happens that there's some addresses incorrect at this time over here in the East Martin Street area. And it just so happens that it's in Roberts Park. So we've got a new bus shelter being put in, and we need to be able to work with that. So the first thing I need to do as an editor is I need to sign in. Provide the credentials that were provided to you by your administrator. Once you're signed in, you'll get another set of tools. You'll notice basically the ability to look at the agencies that you're allowed to edit within. You can do a search, and underneath you can log out of the system as well. We suggest you log out and also suggest you don't save your passwords. So the first thing we want to do in this scenario of Roberts Park is we want to take a look at the addresses along East Martin Street. So for us to perform any edits, being edits or adds, the first thing we have to do is identify the segment of the street that we're dealing with. So now you'll take a look, and we have the ability to add a new address, move an address, and edit an existing address. So the first thing I've noticed is that 1300 is basically out of sequence. So I need to move 1300 out of the way, and I'm going to move 1306, and I'm going to move 1300 back. The reason it took me that many steps is that I wouldn't want to have them on top of each other, because then the application itself wouldn't understand which one to pick. So the next thing I need to do is take a look, because what happened was on 1306 it was set up as a bus stop shelter, and the reason it has that address is that there's power running to it, when in reality that's not a bus stop shelter. The other address is actually the one that should have been the bus stop shelter. So let's take a look at 1300. So it was set up for the building, and obviously it's the incorrect address. So the first thing we're going to do is set it to bus shelter and save it. So at that time it is now no longer a building. Now 1306 was originally associated as the bus shelter, so we need to fix that. And it should have been associated with this building right here. So let's edit it. And now we'll need to move it. I prefer to have mine sitting on top of the building. So the next thing you need to do is add an additional address. So in this case we're going to add 1304 East Martin Street. Again, you have to give it an active life cycle, and we have to tell it to type. In this case we've opted to put in a fountain. This is going to be a public fountain, so it requires electricity. So let's save it. Pick the location for the fountain, and now we have our address. So those are a few quick tips that should get you started on building and maintaining your addresses. Thank you.